am a big Oklahomie. I'm 6 foot tall, and I like to get a little dirty. I also like to get a little churchy, you know, all the things. I'm an MBA, right? Most beautiful anus. Yes. I'm also a PHR, right? Private Harry, right? Yes, Private Harry. Very hairy. My parents are so hairy. I'm always self-conscious of a guy just, you know, looking down there at all the hair down there. So I'm very, you know, particular. I'm very steadfast about getting rid of the hair, right? I like to be very, very aerodynamic, right? I want to have the Michael Jordan of coochies, right? Playground talk, we say tooties, right? I like to have the most aerodynamic of tooties, so I usually get my tootie waxed, right? I get it waxed by the best Brazilians, but sometimes I'm kind of broke, so I have to like use Nair or something. You guys, let me say, don't you ever try that at home, okay? Nair, it will burn like the pink areas, right? So for guys, the pink area would be like the tip of your thing, tip of that schlong, it'll burn it. So for women, you know the rest of the pink. So, 4 in the pink, 1 in the, you know how it goes. So I put the Nair down there, and I try to put a piece of tape or something so I don't get the pink areas. I try to be real I do a lot of engineering in the Navy, so I put, whatever I can down there, some cotton balls. But sometimes I get a little lazy, end up looking like I have a Hitler stash on my stash, right? I'm about to get busy with my loved one. He takes one look at it, and I'm like, you don't want to go downtown? He goes, 9! 9, he'd be with the Hitler. 999. Me and my dating, not my man, my jump off, the guy I sleep with here and there. We tried everything. I've been talking to this guy since high school, right? So when we were 18 years old, we couldn't wait to jet down to the fantasy shop, right? Y'all remember the Whittier News on Cherry Street? Somewhere across here, somewhere down the street? We went down there and we tried everything. We tried the French tickler, right? One with the little stuff on the end, looked like a little, something I could see on the end of the thing. We tried the creams, make the thing go numb, make it hot, make it cold. Like lemon, cherry, strawberry, green, yellow. I tasted them all the condoms, right? But one day we decided that we wanted to go a little gentle, right? We usually get a little rough, we want to get slow, right? Like Tina Turner said, right? Rolling on a river. Woo, we rolling on a river. So we had been doing it so rough. I said, why don't we try the lambskin condom? Y'all ever try the lambskin condom? Right? The lambskin condom, see, the Amish use those, right? Because they all natural, right? Also, if you're allergic to latex, you use a lambskin condom. Most black folks from the north side like me ain't never used a lambskin condom. I've done my research, had a lot of shows, right? But we tried to be eloquent, right? And we wanted to try the lambskin condom. It's $15 for 2 condoms. He took the condom out, put it on his thing. I smelled it a little bit. Smells so familiar, right? I even licked it a little bit. Tastes so familiar. I said, baby, you got the lambskin chilling on you. I got a hankering for some hot sauce and mustard all of a sudden. Oh, shit. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, I'm a real Northsider rider. I want y'all to really, spread cheer tonight. I'm the first person I can really say this, Don't be acting like you go to Emancipation Church or nothing. I ain't never been invited to Exclamation Church, right? I want to get spit on. I want to get slapped around a little bit. I want to go there too, meet Pastor T.O. to the Double D. But I'm Miss Yvonne B. I grew up on, near Back Wall Street, right? Greenwood, Archer, and Pine, the Gap Band streets, right? So I went to this church called the Fifth Church of Christ. It was right there across from McDonald's, right? Calvin got a job? Yes, Calvin got a job. We had a church across the street. It was the only black Christian Science church. I don't know how many people are familiar with Christian Science. Christian Science church was like a hymnal church, right? You had to have a nap before you got there. Did you have your nap? I had my nap. You had to have your nap before. You fall asleep, right? So you'd be reading the hymnals, everything was like, come sing to the Lord, started with O, started with Jesus did something. And I was very used to that. And my mom had a lot of children, so you couldn't dance in the church. You tried to boogie, they slap you on the back of the head. Don't be doing that up in here. It's Christian Science church. But now my aunt, she was a good Christian, godly woman. She decided to move to Vallejo, California, the home of E4O, E40 the rapper. I had to get away from my family because I wanted to be a little mischievous thing, right? I wanted to be fresh for the first time. So I get down there with my auntie. Of course, she's a Christian. We go to church together a lot. So she said, you know, you got to go to church with me. I said, I know, Amy, right? She was looking to pity save her in the like cheapo kind of newspaper free things you get at the grocery store. And she found an apartment atop a church. Little did I know it was a Pentecostal church. I didn't have a clue what that meant. And I was going to church. I sung a lot of gospel, right? I'm going to church. I get there and I got a plan. I'm going to befriend all the homegirls with brothers, right? So I can look at their brothers, you know, just admire them with my eyes because I'm a good Christian woman, right? So I befriended this girl named Denise. Denise ended up being a thief. And her mom was a prostitute. Don't tell nobody because I ain't really changed her name. Okay? But I love Denise, see? Because Denise had a twin brother. My best friend here in Tulsa has a twin brother too. So I'm like, oh, this is cool. This is what I like. She had a twin brother. She had an older brother. She had a little sister about 5 years old. And her mom was a prostitute. So this was my first time really seeing, like, she had to steal to survive, right? But she was real active in the church. So when you're in the hood, people be like, when you with me, you gotta do what I do. So she basically made me steal, right? And I go to church every Sunday. I might wear a little risque clothing, but deep down inside, I'm from Oklahoma, right? I used to put my hand on TV as a child. You know what I'm saying? So we get down there, and everybody in the church, they're all happy to see me. Oh, she's new. I'm new me, right? I'm like, do you know how to shout? I'm like, shouting? Shout? All my people say, shout? Hey. Shout. My auntie say, shout? Shout. I sung a lot of Kirk Franklin in my day. I know exactly what that is. Lo and behold, the song is Stomp. Right? I had a problem, right? So we're going to do shouting. They do shouting once a month, okay? Let me get to the jokes. People starting to clear their throat and shit.
I'm so sorry.
We get there and it's time to shout. My auntie, she was kind of sick, so she didn't want to go that day. She didn't really feel good that day. I didn't know why. But I remember when I was a little girl, my sister going to my neighbor's church. And I'm a little girl, like 5 years old. She goes, Miss Divine B, don't you ever go to Miss Teresa Church. And I'm like, well, I don't want to go there. The people at Miss Teresa Church, they run up and down the aisles. They be kicking over plants, knocking over stuff in the church. So, oh man, I don't never want to go there. Lo and behold, I'm in a Pentecostal church. Church. Right? So I'm there, and they start playing the music, and they're getting funky, and they're throwing oil on people and all kinds of things. I'm like, oh my goodness. It's on and on and on, the popcorn. Right? I'm thinking, what should I do? This was the early 90s. I had a WWJD bracelet on. What would Jesus do? You know, I don't know. What should Miss Yvonne B do? Right? I'm not Jesus. I'm just a regular old girl who watched a lot of Saturday morning TV. Right? I get into church. I never danced in the church. Right? I told you that, right? Everybody has went except me and Denise's 5-year-old sister. So I'm nervous. I'm 12 years old, around the same height, same titties. Right? I look at her. I'm like, look down. She looks up at me. I don't know who's next. She goes, you next. Like, even the 5-year-old knows I'm next. So next thing you know, they're like, come to the altar, baby. Come to the altar. So I'm walking slow, like, oh my God, help me, Lord. I'm praying, I'm steadfast. Help me, Lord. Baby Jesus, help me. What am I going to do? Right? I get down there. They say thank you, Jesus. Put your hands in the air for Jesus. Put your hands in the air like you just don't care for Jesus. Put your hands in the air like you just don't care. Shake your dairy year for Jesus. And I'm like, oh man, that rhymed. Right? So I didn't know what to do. I started breakdancing. I started pop locking. I took it down to the ground. You know, I started doing the Michael Jackson. I'm doing the Cabbage Patch, you know, the Roger Rabbit, all the things in the pulpit. My auntie wasn't there. One person was there, my crackhead uncle. He didn't care. He was cracked out. Right? So I'm boogieing, I'm shaking, I'm doing everything I saw on Soul Train and Apollo last Saturday. I was ready. I had been practicing. I seen a lady on the side shuffling. I was ready for her. I had my thing down. I've been breakdancing on the ground. Right? I was breakdancing, y'all. I was doing the MC Ham dance. Right? Can't do it. I usually do it, but you know, I want to have a nip slip. Happened in Chicago before I had a full Janet Jackson at the Laugh Factory in Chicago. So it was so crazy though, right? I even started speaking in tongues, right? Ski-da boom ba dum ba, ski-da boom ba dum ba. Banana way, banana way, ban. I know. Hey, that little young thing along. My testimony is I used to hold. You know what I'm saying? That's how I'm doing it, you know. But I want you guys to go to your social medias and follow me. I've been Misty Von D.